Welcome back, everybody. It's time for map 3 between contact and complexity. And I think we're going to get a good one because this goes on to Mirage. And I'm just very hopeful for all the individual levels here on this third map.
You look like a bird's nest.
Okay, this thing's kind of itchy. I'm going to take it off.
Okay, you're off camera. You're good to go. I think it's outlived its value at this point. You juiced it. You did a lot with it. If you guys didn't see the pre-match video he did, oh, we got a Mirage fly through. Cool. At least get the third map. We get this Mirage fly through. That is really sweet. That is super sick. Love that.
I didn't clean off the ghillie suit from the last time I took it into the woods, so now there's just leaves all over the place.
I mean, it looks like a pile of leaves. So. Okay, well, you would expect complexity to run through this. Contact got to feel pretty defeated after dropping nuke that way, but we'll see what happens. Nice couple of trades in here, mostly in favor of complexity. Esperanto. Oh yeah, I forgot Esperanto and Mirage. Okay, well,
yes,
he's opened things up. Bomb will get planted for him as well, and it is now a retake situation.
Damage versus ships, thanks to the nade. Ooh, he gets the headshot onto Oboe, follows it up into Rush. That's contact with pistol.
Nicely done by Contact on the trades. Pull it out, keep it simple. Split to B. Put complexity on the back foot. Config had one of the best maps that we've ever seen out of a player on Mirage the other day. Versus Navi. He was config in Red Eyes mode. He was the Cyclops config.
Yeah, crazy config.
Yeah.
I remember listening to Anders and Moses commentate that game, and just they painted this beautiful picture of like config in a straitjacket, just being thrown into a room with a computer in it. And then they have to take his jacket off from like outside of the room, you know, and then he just sits down at the computer like frothing at the mouth. Yeah.
Grab it.
And then goes crazy. Sometimes that's what config does.
He does that sometimes.
And then once the game's done, he just smiles and laughs about it because he's actually a really nice guy.
You fucking doubted us? But we're the best. Oh!
Not again. Not again. My little heart can't handle it. Oh, through the box. We've already... Another round 2 force buy win.
That was pretty dirty.
I would like to read a tweet from Jason Lake, one of the best team owners in the business, and I quote, "For real, my heart aches for my CS guys. They need and really deserve a damn break. It's been non-stop for them and a very difficult year with 2 guys unexpectedly stuck in Europe. They've worked their asses off and have shown what we're capable of. They've more than earned this player break."
Yeah, you brought this up on your stream actually about Oboe. You know, in this situation, going to Europe to boot camp, and I'm like, I don't know. Yeah, it's like such a big thing to do for such a young kid.
Right, a 16-year-old. Imagine yourself at 16, okay? I want you guys to just like put Counter-Strike and everything aside. Just think of your life at 16 and who you were and what you were capable of as a human being, and realize that during an unprecedented health pandemic, a global health crisis, that this 16-year-old flew to Europe to practice Counter-Strike with the level of uncertainty in his life and has been there practicing so damn hard with this team as everybody else is working, but him particularly at his age, having such a responsibility, being away from his family and friends. And they've performed well enough to pick up a major title win versus top-tier competition. Yeah, I would be burnt out. I would be tired. I would be homesick. I would be struggling. And that's me at 26. Let alone a guy like Oboe. So I have so much respect for all of complexity. I have respect for all the Counter-Strike players putting in all the effort that they have right now. You know, the tournaments may be online and the land travel is no longer a factor, but this schedule is crazy. And everybody has earned their player break, but especially some of the individuals who have really had to put themselves out of their comfort zone and into very demanding circumstances like this. Obo, speak of the devil, gets himself a little 4K with the MP9, and we're back into the gun rounds.
Yeah, man. At least with the lens, you get travel days, you get days in between events. But the online season has been brutal because you have
just day-to-day Counter-Strike.
Day-to-day Counter-Strike. I mean, you have you'll have some teams are playing 2 best of 3s in one day, and that's not even including how much practice that they may or may not put in, right? It's like that's not even a regimented thing. They can just put in as much as they need to, how much they feel they need to, try harder. And I mean, it's not like a 9-to-5 job, right? Like, try staying 100% focused for 7 hours straight. It's like it's straight up impossible to do that. So it takes a lot of energy. I just thought it was interesting, like, we're into this rifle round, so maybe give that a quick second.
Yeah, we can come back to
see how this one pans out. Yeah. Could push an A ramp. We had some really great CT setups on A specifically from Complexity, but oh yeah, I thought they were going to overextend accidentally into a bunch of Ts, but it looks like this is going to result in a very promising big flank. They couldn't be more well set up for a B hit now. Really depends if
Rush.
Yeah, depends on Poison. He's Rush only got an MP9.
Mm-hmm. Poison, he's got to get his eyes
back
around.
This could go horribly wrong, actually. Yeah.
Oh my god, he's running. There's the flash. Oh, Rush. He's going to peek into the first one. Obo finds timing on the flank. Poison with a kill. 4 versus 2. Complexity boxed them in and look to punch them out. Obo's going to get the easy upgrade. They cannot head backwards. c0ntact, they've got to go forward, and it's not going to get any easier with Rush finding that lineup. All on Snappy, no utility, 20 seconds left. He's just going to die, because even if he lets time expires, they're going to clamp down on him. So it's a matter of when, not if. Unless that's a big kill. Now he can leave. So he finds the one frag that lets him keep himself alive. Well done by Snappy, but obviously better job by Complexity, picking up a 4th round on this CT side.
What I was going to say is that focus is incredibly mentally taxing, and like if you have a job like labor job or just something else that it doesn't require like extremely high performance for hours on end, it can't really be compared. And yeah, it's like, oh, it's fun to play Counter-Strike. I mean, the fun is winning, but at this level, it's really not fun to go round to round. Like, the small victories in between, they keep you going, but ultimately it's about the end results for these teams. And, that can be incredibly defeating to both lose and have to also to practice really hard and then lose a number of different circumstances. And I want to bring up this chess study. It was like top players in chess in tournaments can burn 6,000 calories a day from just thinking. Because of the focus required. Yeah. And I'm sure it's not identical with CS, but that just goes to show you like how much just mental energy can cost your body and how hard it will be to, fit in the right nutrition on top of the rest and still perform at the same time.
Obo's going to get dinked, turns his attention, and dies to the pistols. There's the 1 AK in the equation up in abs. Or no, excuse me. It's actually out on Tetris. That was Emmy with the retrieved M4. Blame F's going to throw the flashbang here, try to help out Poison, who's getting rushed down by the pistol players, but the rifles have all been removed. The 2 guns were gone, but Otto, he gets his hands on the op, and Config doesn't stand a chance. c0ntact, 1 AK, 4 pistols, and they take a 2nd round.
An enormous move by Otto. Huge plays from him on the first map, and Nuke, he was much more quiet compared to his teammates. But here he wins the round in totality, basically off of his own individual plays there with that op. So the double op gets bought back instantly here with Config and Poison. And the economy is looking a little bit better now for c0ntact. Looks like they want to go back to a full A setup. But I think this Complexity have they do really well towards A, but right now it's the 3 mid setup. But this is a nice situation for A. It's just Obo's close A ramp alone is the only problem. Oh, they don't commit. Oh wow, the smoke is just perfect. I mean, they don't kill Obo. Yeah, they even I think they dinked their own teammate on the way out. Yeah, they could have made their bed there, even if they got the kill on Oboe, because of the mid control. Complexity had such close rotates. But looked like they just wanted to try to bait out utility, maybe chase a kill if it came.
Seconds left. Two ops here. It's window and connector with an op. I mean, look at Poison's position. You'd think that something could just overrun him with automatic gunfire. We'll see. He's going to move his feet into the sandwich. They're getting all the closer. Oboe, he just saw a head over the triple stack, so he will focus forward on the FAMAS. And Otto going to tag him up ever so slightly. Poison gets the op frag, extends into the connector. Woo! Oh! Poison! No scope headshot out of nowhere for Rush to seal the deal.
He's good at that. Those up flick no scopes, I've seen him do that so many times. He's a little bit of simple from that perspective. c0ntact don't find another one, but they do find a buy. It's not great, but at least they have the op for ships, so they'll give it another go. Saw the forfeiture of the A take in that last round into mid control. Don't know if that was all part of the plan or if it was a plan B. And oh, ships, what a pickup. Blame's head dropping into his scope. And that was probably going to be an underpass push, it looks like, because they weren't going for mid control. Not exactly sure.
I love Ship's opping ability. You know, he's not the primary opper, and we had this conversation, or I was saying
Just
earlier.
Bulgarian.
Yeah. I looked up the Wikipedia page, actually. Bulgaria's biggest international exports are grain and op players.
Counter-Strike pros. Yeah. CSGO hoppers.
I'm actually going to do Bulgaria justice and see what their biggest exports are. Because I doubt it's grain.
Yeah, but it wouldn't be surprising if it was Counter-Strike offers, because they've just got them by the boatload. And Oboe, another nice hold. Little physics on that nade, little trigonometry, as Roka would say. Bomb will get planted. Otto in a pretty important position, but Poison comes through with the kill. 2-on-2 situation. Snappy will probably be closed off on this angle. That's the first thing they're trying to clear out. He's decided to push forward as opposed to fall back. Nice aggressive option. And the flash is no good. They trust it, but Otto is not blind.
So it's on Poison. Jumping down. Snappy just playing this patient. He doesn't have to move because Otto's got him covered. Nicely done. I mean, we've got Snappy trusting Otto's op the same way Complexity trusts that flashbang. And in the end, it's the sniper for c0ntact to pick up the round. So, in terms of Bulgaria... oh no, where'd it go? I just had it.
Had the export list.
Yeah, the primary industrial exports are clothing, iron and steel, machinery, and refined fuels. So somebody better go edit that Wikipedia page, because clearly the Wikipedia nerds don't know about Counter-Strike snipers.
Yeah. But esports is just too niche still. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is, but it's kind of cool. It's very cool. But what needs to happen is we need to get them all on the same team and save for ops and see what happens.
Every gun round.
3.
Well, I mean, ships isn't that hard of an offer. That's the thing, you know. 5. Yeah.
I mean, really save here. You know, let's break some ground.
Just the pistols, so they're all gonna die. This is c0ntact following through with a 4th.
How do we feel about c0ntact's logo? I like the little astronaut guy.
Yeah, little astronaut, huh? It's kind of cool.
I feel like
I mean,
config
unfortunately,
looks at their name and goes, "Did you base your name off mine?" Or
yeah, that's the thing, right? Is like as a brand, it's just a brand. I'm not, I'm not incredibly sold. I think it's better than crazy, but I
go
feel like
crazy.
this roster is just
Well,
like,
we have to, dude.
we have to what?
The crazy logo is actually just
Good.
the Super Smash Bros. Melee logo.
Yep. Which is why it's good.
It's just the window from Super Smash Bros. Melee.
The window hole.
There's a window hole on this map.
There's a couple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like if you're a contact player, you're just like, you just can't catch a break. You know, you get signed by a new organization, you're thinking, oh, dude, nice, new jerseys, new merch. Crazy? Oh, nice, guys, we got spawned by a new... Contact?
I like Contact. I like their yeah. I like the logo. I think it's cool. I think it has potential, and since it's a character, they can
That's true,
they
it's like
can
a
change
mascot.
it without they can edit it without changing it. If that makes sense.
But this Dallas Star, I tell you.
Yes, they are the North American stars.
Ships wastes no time. Mac 10 already out through the B-bomb site. Gonna wrap back through the side of Market. No, actually, he doubles back to the site.
Wait a
Config,
second.
he slipped in. Yeah, Config, he had a chance. But he gets shut down. Man advantage and complexity look like they want to save already.
And we'll see if the old Tom Biz adage rings true.
Yes.
When Esperanto doesn't have 20 kills, it's because he has 30.
And that was true for quite some time.
I've also done a demo review on Esperanto when he was a very young player, and it was on Mirage as well. Yeah.
What were your findings?
That he was good. I was like, I remember the video was kind of like almost inconclusive. It just backed what people have been saying, that he was good. It's like, yeah, he's pretty good. I don't remember saying that I thought he was an extraordinary player, but very good. I think it was basically where I landed, so wasn't. I was kind of sitting on the fence, I guess, but there was also a lot of hype with him, so I think in terms of impact, he's always, he's been there. He's been there.
Hugo Byron's watching right now.
Hello, Hugo.
Hey, Hugo.
Want to hop on the broadcast?
I think today he was on the
the
CIS one. Yeah, he did the We Play one. Hugo will be joining us for those of you guys who are tuning into the European qualifier this week. I hope that's not supposed to be a surprise, but Hugo will stop in for a couple of days.
Yes.
When? We won't tell you when. You're going to have to keep coming back. But if you want to hear Hugo Byron.
The 25th, the 26th, and the 27th.
He is our unofficial third commentator. You know, they think it's the Harry Hugo Stunna show, but the OG TriCast was the three of us. We established it in Hong Kong. Yeah,
we actually have a great photo from that event.
Yeah, we do. A couple of good ones.
Mm-hmm.
Remember that super high-rise bar we went to?
Yeah, everything is so in Hong Kong. Every building is basically a high-rise because your real estate doesn't get more expensive the higher you go. So there are multiple 40+ story buildings there. Tons of sky bars all over Hong Kong, which makes for a pretty incredible experience. We just want to go out, have a good time. You don't have to go to like the one cool sky bar in the city that's like 500 stories high. There's like a million of them all over Hong Kong. So that was a pretty cool experience. Wouldn't recommend going there in the middle of summer or at the moment in general, but hopefully when things cool off, both literally and figuratively, then can go and visit. That was a good one. That was a good place.
Yeah, we went to Cam's Roast Goose.
That's
bought
one of
an
the best
entire
restaurants.
roast goose.
Oh my god, yes.
Paula
had a petrified egg.
Yeah, he did. Ugh.
And I had some of the best braised pork and bok choy that I've ever had in my life. A Michelin star restaurant. Blame Matt. He's dead. Trade in.
Esperanto's going to look to extend into connector. Obo, he's tucked in the corner, but Espy's got it. Yep. 3v3, though. And one of those pistol players with not much to lose and Poison goes peeking, despite the improbable chances of him finding a frag. Config Deagle versus Esperanto on the M4. Shabang!
Don't call it a clutch. But he do have a chance, though. Oh, I think he's actually... Yeah, he's made it past the Opera on Cat, so he can peel up against Get Right and Snappy. I think he'll get spotted. So Config, he's made it past enemy lines. Otto's watching this from the other side.
Ooh.
But does he know about Otto? He does. Oh, he does.
Oh, nice.
Otto doesn't bite. That's beautiful. Nicely done.
Yes, sir. Yeah, we look to the finish offer to come in big for the clutch. So c0ntact in the lead. 1 round lead on this T side. 4 rounds in a row. Pretty wild. This isn't very analytical, but Pythian, if you could please just bring up the scoreboard. I want everybody to look at the round count. See, that's a cool pattern, right? 1, 4, 1, 1, 4. That is all. Enjoy this next gun round.
It is easy to entertain Connor.
Yeah,
So easily entertained. Is it Obo alone here again? Oh, they're doing these setups where he's great side anchor. Very trustworthy by himself. Flame gets the opening kill. Config is traded on Cat. A key component to the CT side, of course. But does this mean c0ntact want to follow up into the B site? No, it looks like the bomb is going to get comfortable in connector.
Awkward, huh? Snappy, he's gonna plant the bomb. He's got the cover. Cat's open. Cat peeks open. And Rush, he actually stops it through the box, but then Esperanto flanks the bomb site. Oh, Otto gets Poison in the heads-up op duel, and it's a 3v1 for c0ntact. So they make it work into this A site. There were moments where Complexity could have gotten in. We saw Rush off ticket. We saw the possibility of Poison stopping it from Cat. And there is still the possibility of Blame F to come in with the clutch. His 1 versus 3 on Nuke is the reason we're on Mirage. So we have to give him the credit and treat this very seriously until he walks away and saves. This is c0ntact with the 7th.
That was definitely one of the best 1v3s we've seen this year. Just by how smartly it was played, how unlikely it seemed, how very decent the spots were on the other team. It was just perfect target selection, a great clarity of mind from Blame F. A real capstone round on the performance that he had on both Nuke and Train. Wow, how far ago that was. We're into round 13 of the last map. Winner will have to go on and play against Fnatic. That won't be an easy route. More CS ahead. Yeah, unfortunately, for both Complexity and c0ntact, that could be very difficult.
Yeah, they're, you know, whichever team wins, they're going to cheer in TeamSpeak for about 3 seconds before they realize what comes next.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, Fnatic, who dismantled Pact, I may add, dismantled them in a 2-0 fashion. Probably keeping an eye on this one. So what's up, JW? Obo, good for 1 kill. Ships will trade it. They do slip Config into the sandwich. He tags Emmy, so good damage, but he's going to get focused on by Ships, who's looking to continue through and through. A dropped odd shot from Otto, but a follow-up into Poison will tag him down to 29, and Poison, through that CT smoke, is also getting a bit of damage in. So they've put c0ntact in this weird position where they're on the bomb site, but they can't quite plant, and nobody can clear CT unless Ships hits this flank. And, ooh, it's looking good. He's got the back of Blame as the T's of his teammates continue to kill on the bomb site, so everything goes perfectly for c0ntact once they slow it down. Sure, Rush is going to come out with a kill here, but he's already dropped to half HP. The bomb is going to be taken as Ships finds 4 frags.
Wow, he's racking them up. He's had 2 4Ks in this game already, but it's Otto who's 15 and 7. Lights out from c0ntact. I was not expecting this again. I mean, I thought that Complexity would be able to just, like, overpower them. But, yeah, you really can't sleep on these players, man. And Mirage is a great map for some of these players, of course. This is their home map for a long time.
Yeah, going all the way back to like before Crazy when they were Imperial.
Yeah.
Mirage has always been their cornerstone.
They were the peak up-and-coming team at one point.
Ooh, that's a big flash. Rush can see nothing, and Esperanto and Emmy, they combine for a kill apiece on B. Blame, he's not even throwing himself into the market because he doesn't want to get cut off by a flank, and therefore they're already kind of priming themselves for the save. Oh, and Esperanto, he's just going to peek out the door, executes config. Sure, it's traded, but, I mean, Complexity, they just want to stop bleeding. They want to stop losing bodies. There's another flanker in ships. Down goes the op.
Man. They've been very tricky about their window flanks. Getting into CT spawn versus the A hits, getting into window late in general, and ships. Look at that, he's in a new position. He undocks. Floats over to connector. And backstabs the last guy, and we're now into the last round of the half. No matter what happens, c0ntact look to... I mean, they're going to be way more even strength than Nuke. You know, they potentially end both halves here 10-5. Just great starts. Really pushing Complexity to their limits.
Nice flashbang. Good peek from Blame. Config's got himself another. Oboe in with a kill here. Esperanto. Ooh, he's going to take a ton of damage as Oboe falls into him. 1 versus 3 for Otto in a clutch attempt. 10 rounds for c0ntact, possibly on the T side, if he can pull this off. But for Complexity is obviously where the chips should fall. 1 player on catwalk for the moment. This is the op versus MP9 of Rush, who's waiting for his teammate in Poison to come peek. Volleying out the closer of the corners, nobody in it. All the while, Blame, he's flanking apartments. So everybody's just waiting for Blame to get closer and closer. Now Blame stops, letting the cat players make their move. Poison peeks wide, sees nothing. Otto's cautious.
Oh, well, he could ice out this one angle this way.
Yep. Find Rush.
Die. Oh.
Ooh, dropped the shot though, and the second. That was his chance. It was a valiant effort, but it does not net them a 10th round. c0ntact just shy of the double digits as they switch to the defense here.
An Imperial effort. A crazy effort.
Oh, that's all 3 teams. Cool, man.
I don't think Imperial works, to be fair, but maybe you could probably use that. I feel like they might use that as a descriptive word in like high fantasy.
Yeah, we had that Valiant and Co. or Valiant and Co. / Imperial merger, right? When they brought in Esperanto. I don't know. Now I'm trying to think back a little too long, because I feel like the Crazy era, like the result of those 2 teams merging together was the most impressive. And even when they've gone to c0ntact, like, sorry guys, but there's a reason that the two players who were poached from this roster ended up now being ranked number 1 in the world. Like, think about what Hunter and Nexa were doing for this team, you know, back in the day. It's never quite been the same for the others, but still cool, still fun, and they're still winning. So I don't mean to talk about them like they're dead and buried. yeah, they're alive and kicking and screaming their way through this 3rd map.
I feel like there's a part of these top teams that would rather play other top teams than teams like c0ntact or other rosters, just because of the comfort. Yeah, the comfort of knowing what the other team will do. It's kind of weird because, you know, the game gets more high level, but it's like that quote. It's like you got to be more afraid of the. I mean, this isn't exactly pertinent because all these players are competent, but the old quote about how the seasoned swordsman has to be more concerned about the swordsman who's never picked up a sword over the guy who has been fighting his whole life, just because you skip some stuff. You skip over some stuff when you expect certain things to happen from a team, and then that's how the games get to this high level. And then as soon as like someone does meta breaking stuff or doesn't think on that level, they catch you off guard, and then you get frustrated, and then they've been watching your demos, and it just it gets kind of, I think, frustrating to play against.
For sure.
But again, contact, all very good players here. So,
and statistically, Complexity do have a strong T side. So let's see what they can do, folks. The final half of the final map. The 5th, 6th semifinal. Auto not even needed because Esperanto's popping off. Man's got the 3K. Now Auto is coming out from underneath to seal it, but between Esperanto and Auto, it's the full house.
From under balcony as well. He was just missed those first few warm-up shots, and then he let it rip. He absolutely let it rip. That was pretty nicely done by Esperanto. He joins the double digits club. 6-10 the score. And yeah, Complexity's T side is great. It's just the room for error.
And the last 3 pistol rounds have all been met with a force buy win right after. Twice on nuke. I can't remember train, so I feel like that stat could be even more damning. My memory doesn't go far that back. Stay in school, kids. Looks like Contact have lifted the curse, however. 5 versus 4. Still lots of smokes for Complexity, so they can get elaborate. But will they be allowed in?
Yeah, I think where Complexity have shown us that they shine in these T sides is their defaults are very good, very well thought out. And once they get a certain amount of map control, like a critical mass of it, they are so good at exploding on a site together. But yeah, it really depends if the defaults get called out. And sometimes their fast stuff does not look nearly as good as their defaults do, which makes them somewhat one-dimensional at times. But here, trades are going well. These Deagles just so loud and powerful, just pressing their way in through these choke points. And Emmy, oh my god, everybody is getting annihilated by these 1Ds. And it's just
happening.
Snappy now. MP9 retake, and yeah, it's happening.
You can't stop it. Rush. He's going to do more damage onto Snappy. Poison. MP9 or the Deeg. What are you going to use, my dude? He's hanging on to that MP9. Snappy's now on the bomb site. Poison, he's exposed. But he's wrapped back around, and he's going to find it. Another second round upset.
Contact will be pissed. This absolutely should have been a 2-0 based on the shenanigans in the second half of that last map. Snappy straight up tweeted, we threw that away completely. It's true. They had a bad T side, but because of the way the second half started, they came so close. They dropped a round where they had full guns versus straight up pistols after winning deco after deco after deco. Like, they could not have had more free chances for the win. And Complexity just had such a bad start too. And now if they see that lead starts to slip away again, they're definitely going to start doubting themselves. Complexity can absolutely strike on this. And I think this is where the slower playstyle could actually work out even better. But another Deagle to start it off strong for Contact.
How many in a row on nuke? I want to say 8. I want to say 8. Okay, I was going to say I have 6 for certain, but I think it was 8. Now Ships is going to get another kill. Are we getting back on that wild ride? I did not sign up for another roller coaster.
Oh my goodness gracious.
How did I wake up here?
If you don't
Emmy's got a
we'll
frag
try.
versus Poison. Rush, he's going to try to split this in with the MAC-10. There's the Galil on Oboe and Apps. He could be the difference maker, but Snappy's not going to let his teammate get away. It's all on Oboe. He's been heard because there's a player over towards the van. He could go back through connector, perhaps? It's kind of in question, but he still doesn't know about Otto, who's just been sitting here the entire time. Don't stab him. Don't do it. Oh, he still gets the kill. Contact, rob it back and forth, and back again we go.
3 AUGs. When's the last time you seen that? 3 months ago?
Yeah, about.
Well, I think that's great.
No.
Great.
3 months ago, they wouldn't have AUGs because they would have saved Kriegs from the T side.
Yeah, people might even really buy. Yeah, everyone's just buying.
Yeah.
Still, but was buying Kriegs even, not even really buying Augs as much. But yeah, it's a good gun. Oh my God, are they gonna eco him again? No, right?
Well, they started
Yeah.
off well.
Oh yeah, they started off well, and yeah, it's 4-3. Wow. Okay.
Anybody who's just tuning in, you do not know what you're in
my
for.
God. I can't believe it's happening again.
You don't know what you missed. You don't know how this works. All the traditional rules of Counter-Strike have been thrown out the window. And Poison. Of course he's going to get another one. Emmy, 1 versus 4. Now, 2 of these other Ts are incredibly tagged. But they can just circumvent the threat and head towards B site instead.
You kind of just have to like watch, right? You can really try to break it down.
It's like a car crash.
Watch and enjoy. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably feels like a car crash for both teams.
Kind of makes you feel a little bad, but you just kind of enjoy
But for
it.
who? Like, I don't even know who's. Yeah. Like, Complexity won that last map.
You never know. You don't know who it's better for until it stabilizes. That's the crazy. It just keeps the game. All it does. This back and forth stuff. And this is why I think like in the end it was wild and we're all laughing and it's fun. But think about the weight of the situation where like finally when it evens out, when somebody wins consecutive rounds, the stakes are just higher because the score slowly gets closer to the finish line. Last time when we had 8 of these in a row, c0ntact, the moment they had an actual full-fledged buy, they already had 15 rounds. So it just gets us there. You know, it gets us closer to 30 rounds in a back and forth who's gonna win type fashion. I'll take that over a 16-8 any day. That's on a serious note. On a fun note, it's just fucking crazy. Like it doesn't make sense.
It's hilarious. I mean, it's yeah. And there are. I mean, it's never like huge whiffs. It's like insane shots. So.
Yeah. So it's fun as long as we're having
like
fun,
that.
man. I signed up for this.
Will normalcy return? Got 3 players on an A attack coming their way, but I think this is where Complexity do pretty good. They've got the split, all the space they want. They see CTs are not peeking them anymore, but the window guy is starting to get a bit frisky. Auto makes his presence known. They'll move ahead now and start to crush into the choke points, and this is where all the trades fall apart here for the CTs.
Oh, good damage, Emmy. That's not an easy angle, just kind of shaving it through the side of the connector. But they have nobody to stop this bomb plant. Ooh, okay, oboe. Spinning, spinning, spinning. Emmy's gonna get close to jungle. Flashbang by Poison. They're gonna try to push this control, and oboe takes his knees out. So Emmy just face plants here. 1 player in ships. I don't think he goes for the clutch. So I'll ask your thoughts of something. Did you see the update yesterday? Not only with the music kit, but now you can no longer spin while defusing.
Really? What happens? It locks you in?
Yeah, so if you move, basically if you're moving your mouse, if you hold E on top of the bomb and you're defusing, and then you move your mouse like too far from the bomb or just too fast. I haven't tested it myself, so I can't say. I just saw Don's video on it. But basically if you're moving your mouse around while defusing, it just automatically stops it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think it's fair, I guess, you know. Not everyone wants to have a DPI switch so they can spin to get maximum advantage. Just really mess with the hitboxes.
Now, I'm not sure if you still look straight at the floor and just spin horizontally. Like, I haven't tested it.
It must be.
I'm
because
assuming
like, looking away already
the
would take
point.
you off the diffuse.
Yeah. That would be the point. But okay, listen, it's not the back and forth curse. Okay, we don't get it to the extent of nuke. It is 4 rounds back and forth, but that 5th is picked up by Complexity. So now they are in a very good position to tie up this game at 11.
This is where Complexity get very comfortable. Flash over top. They're going to push through. Blame has a MAC-10, so he'll probably take a lot of liberties here. Clear out some angles, risk himself for some information.
Boom. I like the Mag 7. Fun shotgun. Oh, they almost just lined up for it.
Those are hard. Yeah, those are definitely hard.
Second frag for Poison. Nicely done. He's going to throw that bomb away like, yo, take this angle back. I'm shooting for the 3-piece.
That was a clean bomb pass. I had another weird fact, but I forgot what it was.
Oh, yeah?
I read some fact a long time ago that if everybody was in Japan was standing outside, that people would be standing in the water because of how high the population density is.
Right, there's just not enough space for them on their islands.
Because everyone's living in
high-rise
apartments. Yeah, high rises, exactly.
Well, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
I feel like if you were to compare that to our country of Canada,
Be comfortably spread apart. Maybe
Yeah,
some of us
I
can
don't-
afford to be farther apart.
yeah, I don't know if I'd be able to see another person, to be honest. You know, like
Yeah.
someone's getting stuck up in the Northwest Territories, and yeah, you get lonely. But c0ntact, they're losing their lead. Obviously, the conversion made easy by the fact that they circumvent the threat of the A stack, go up cat, plant B, easy pickings. It's not going to be easy this time. Round 22, guns on each side. This is a big one. Focus. Okay, not that focused. You're allowed to talk.
If they I'm just thinking if they want to, well, yeah, they're giving up a lot of space. I really think this is where c0ntact will get owned if they give up too much space, because I feel like complexity really peak when they get so much space, because their defaults are actually very, very good. But yeah, I mean, it could come down to a read. They got 3 players in the B site. They're pretty well set up over here, trying to get some early damage in from safety as Oboe. Feels like, if I'm gonna guess, they're gonna take it up connector once again, or it's like
Could
one
be.
player on cat. Yeah,
Maybe they rocket back cat. But with the Palace player, yeah, I'm thinking A split here. Config gets ladder room. Esperanto, he's in a bit of a weird position. Oh, he gets the dink, but the AK beats the M4. 9 health for Oboe. Rush, he's going to burn out any presence that would be underneath Bauk, but the only defender on A is Snappy back on Ticket. He has to give them control of the site. He can't go big here. He's got to wait for his team to get closer, and Poison, he's going to win the cat fight from the other end this round. Bomb for Blame. Planting safe.
Bomb has been planted.
c0ntact have to let this slip, I think.
such a clean round, right? Like, I mean, the one moment that the smoke goes up, the protocol is to molly the window, so it's not a surprise that Obo's watching that. And then, you know, Esperanto dying there. Poison turns his attention to Cat right when they're coming up connector. Everything's super, super clean. I feel like that's going to be the scariest part for c0ntact. Like, their regular A defaults are exactly what, on CT side, are exactly what complexity are waiting for. They're super scary about the way that they approach everything. Every single person is out of utility. Very nicely done.
So it's a tie game, folks. 11 apiece. 11 apiece. 4 in a row for complexity. Just want to poke c0ntact with a stick or something. Come on,
Getting
boys.
Schlattered.
Yeah. Owen, Obo, Schlatter. Rush? Are they going to go off of this?
Yeah, the Blame did the same thing last round, so they're trying to use it as a fake.
Here it is. Big commitment. Emmy, he's going to let him trickle in. He's got a teammate also with him. He goes down, but it's traded by Ships. Poison kind of lost in the smoke here. He's able to come out and kill Ships on bench. Almost lining it up, but Config with the headshot. He gets naded back by Snappy. It is all on Poison. He is focused forward on the window. There's the CT backdoor. It's done. Contact. They pick up that round. Nicely done letting the T's out from apps to trap them on the bomb site.
Mm-hmm. I think Contact maybe were waiting for that to actually come. The last round they played 3B for so long. The kid feel also comfortable about their two-man A setup, but they probably shouldn't. And I'm actually surprised that Contact were so aware over on the B site because of how well that previous round worked for Complexity. But I think sometimes Complexity shoot themselves in the foot a little bit. We saw that on Nuke on their T side, where they just have like a great game plan that's completely unanswered, but then they go ahead and change something where they probably don't need to. But another opening, nice kill on the A site, and this probably speeds things up towards this full A hit.
I think so as well. We've seen players as well drop Molotovs underneath Balk, so there it is. Yeah, Blame. He just put the fire on Snappy and SB's feet. They're going to extinguish it. Config kills the first one, but they're not going to fall for this. They're ready for the second as well. 5 players still up for Complexity. Emmy's hoping someone walks out from Palace. He takes to the top of Ticket, sees the guy on Tetris, knows that the bomb plant's right in front of him, and he's going back up for second servings. Obo, that's an error. Goes for the reload, is caught in the middle of the process. A 2 versus 5 made 2v3. And Emmy, he's aware of the flank. So Config, he's going to walk right into it, but he takes the headshot and ships 1 versus 3. Nowhere to be found. He has to give this up. Complexity, they tie at 11, and they're going to tie at 12.
True. Yeah, and it feels like they definitely look like the better team so far. They've won 5 of the last 6 rounds. 6 of the last 8 with this one. And yeah, apart from that, Contact have won 2 rounds in a row here on CT side, and they're giving Complexity that space again. That round's all about Poison. He's at 20 kills. He gets that opening frag, and that just allows them to take A where they really want to just take A. I think Contact are super scared of giving them a 4v5, so don't want to fight them early. But then I think they make their bed for them whether they know it or not, and they can wait for the B hits to come in. But I don't really think Complexity are just going to give them that every single time now. I feel like they've learned that. I think if there's one small thing that could have been solved to fix A, then as Complexity be like, well, okay, we won A, but it was close. But it feels like Complexity had such great rounds going towards A. So many problems there for Contact. It wouldn't be reasonable to anticipate that Contact could fix all their problems in one fell swoop. And so why not keep trying to abuse it?
Yep. Lots of bodies off the ramp. Oh, Poison. He is just on point today. 21 and 12 here on Mirage Rush. He just saw the barrel of Snappy. Unfortunate for Snappy. His attention so focused on the ramp that he goes down. Another 2 versus 5 situation. Not going to favor Contact any day of the week. Bombs in. All too easy.
Really unfortunate for Snap. The value of his position just runs out completely when CT dies like that, especially versus that full A. And it's, of course, that great flash from Config and the out frag from Poison in tandem. But it's these 2 last openings from Poison that have just been the beginning and end of the rounds. The follow-up protocol is just all perfect. They clean out everything. They're very careful.
Obo is dead. Emmy's patience pays off, so I guess that's a free AK. That's a silver lining here, but it's a slim silver lining because Contact also have to swallow this pill. Complexity have the lead, but Ships, an op actually gets blown over to him. So 2 silver linings.
A nice bright silver lining. What would be the upgrade? Silver lining with a bevel, maybe some emboss. Emboss?
Embroidery.
Some nice Photoshop effects. Some nice lensing effect. Solar flare.
Yeah, that's the
lighting
classic.
Effects.
Yeah, you got to put on what is it? Like vignette.
Vignette.
Vignette. Yeah. What is that in English? How do you say that in English? You just put a French accent on it. It's vignette.
I just say vignette.
Vignette. All right.
I don't know how to say it in any other language.
I don't. You don't even know what language you're saying it in.
It's the only language I know.
I speak Instagram.
Whatever, whatever language it is.
Volley and a
Vignette.
frag. Poison. He's in front of it.
I say it like a Russian.
Yeah, you do.
Vignette.
Yeah. Dobre utro.
Bitch.
Ships. What? I'm not crazy, right? He saw the
He's
guy's
alive.
legs running back.
He did, yeah. But he let
Okay.
him live. He's a nice guy.
I was like, can only I see through this smoke? Obviously, Poison's now playing that gap, and well, the smoke fades, so he stays posted.
Sometimes I feel like the buildings are too high inside the B apps. You ever feel like that?
A little bit.
You have to work so hard to get nades over the wall.
Yeah,
Break your
building
knees
codes
trying
are a
to
little
jump that
different
high.
here. We're going to get the set piece into the A site. This has gone well for Complexity the last 2 rounds. See if they can do it again with the CTs nearly ready, but Snappy, he turns his attention and Rush just when that smoke pops goes in. Esperanto shuts down just the one because Config's got that quick trade. Auto, op, underneath the bow. Not the best position, but arguably a hell of an offer. Drops back down and Blame's gonna best him. 2v2, smoke fades for Emmy. He has a line of sight, 15 seconds, and that's another kill for Complexity. Now the bomb can be planted safely, and it's Emmy on for the clutch. He's come up from connector already. c0ntact looking to tie again. But Emmy just crossing silently as Blame goes for the peak and shuts that down. Complexity, 14 rounds.
A real beautiful timing there from Blame. Oh man, poor Otto. He looked like he could have been on for more, and I think the irony was that he moved to get a better position, but I think he was in a great one. I don't think they actually had an answer for him because we saw the 2 Molotovs fly out to the back of the site. That would have been used to flush him out under Balk, but otherwise he could have just slowly worked his way out and been a hard person to kill under Balk by himself versus A ramp. But yeah, you can't blame him for trying to go up the ladder, trying to think on his feet there, look for another position to get a kill from. But you could also say, you know, Complexity, they owned that round apart from Auto under Balk with an AWP.
Here's
They
Snappy.
pooned.
Getting a little bit more aggressive. And, poor guy. He had the best weapon. Or at least
It
a
was
good
the best
weapon for the
in
job.
game.
Yeah. And, well, you know what? We've seen him actually killed outside of balconies so many times now that I respect him going inside of it. He finds that early position. He gets the duel, but it's just Rush who bests him head to head. So I think the individuals have now all come alive. This is a ridiculous T side coming out of Complexity. 8 rounds to 3 on T side specifically. Ships. Oh, great distraction. He gets around the corner of the ladder room, comes back out for the first kill as Emmy swings. That's the bomb and a follow-up. You need a round like this to get you back into it, unless Rush and Blame F can combine, fuse together like a couple of Super Saiyans and
I
win
don't
this
mind
shit.
this.
c0ntact, he's close. Emmy, he's right tucked
Oh
in
my
connector.
god. He might get cleared. No, would he? No, he wouldn't.
I don't think
Oh,
so.
he'll get spotted. He'll get
Rush just saw it. Rush just saw it, and he responds in time. 2 versus 2, 20 seconds. Rush, he drops to the deagle. Now it's all on Blame. 1D from Auto, and c0ntact rob it back.
for the both of them. They had to work hard as hell to get that in the end. The ship's 2 opening kills. Rush plays that beautifully. I mean, he handles everything quite well, helps out with the flash as well. Only reason he gets killed, Blame a little bit labored on his frag, even though it's versus that blind player. That was such a nice attempt in the 2v4, and a great round as well from c0ntact. Even though it was just pistols, as you're trying to highlight that bait on Cat with the great shots. It's been a while since we've seen a ship's 1D. Guess it was about time. But that's, yeah. I mean, for the most part, the only thing that this could really do that'd mess it up. Watch Complexity just like rush B off tilt
Right.
after this or something like that. Like that would be like the worst thing they could do. It you know, maybe it works every once in a while, but we've seen it just fall face first 2 rounds in this half. Bomb's going top mid. It's a little default. But the Contact actually gained some strength here in the default because they have the 2 ops now. But this guy. Oh man. Oh, Poison. Give him a raise. Take his pay, have it, and then double it. Call it a promotion. That's beautiful. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. You can walk into the Deagles every once in a while, but it's Poison back in action. 25 frags
just
at the
killed
top of
both
the
ops.
scoreboard with Blame.
Just casually won both op duels in 1 round.
Complexity really like playing with our heartstrings, huh? Oh, wait, there's a chance. Look at Snappy. Snappy. He's gotten through the palace if Poison's not ready for it. Oh, but of course he is. A 4th kill in the round. What's going to happen? Complexity, they face adversity. Deagles have beat them. The Eco win. Can Contact Clot? No. Poison is a beast. Walks up top mid, like, what'd you just say? And just slaps them all back to give Complexity 15.
Yeah, complete god. Dumpstered Auto. I mean, Auto's fast. You know, he was in that spot on Cat. Poison had a perfect angle clear. If he had to adjust it all, he probably doesn't have time to shoot. Auto wins round in the bag for Contact, right? If they get that first kill in the mid control. Because every single time Complexity have defaulted, they've been able to get opening kill plus mid control plus that A split going on. Now it looks like more of a full on hit. No ops in play for Contact. 3-man setup on the A site. I like it from Contact. I like it for Complexity too.
There you go,
But
Snappy.
1 person in halls, so
Little silver lining. Now, he doesn't have to come back to fight yet. He's got teammates on site, but he wants to get into the mix. And it's going to bode well here for Contact. Auto dropping Oboe. Last man up is Poison. He had 4 kills last round. He'd need 4 kills right now. There's the first one, but Emmy's going to trade it. This map goes the distance. We've already had OT in this series. Why not another?
I'm really... I know it's just going to happen sometimes, but I really don't like sending 1-person hauls just for that specific situation. But we see how it's like everything and nothing. It's like train upper as well. If you send only 1-person upper to clear them out, like I'm not talking about out of both sides of my mouth here. I brought that up, right? You don't trade him out, then that position you give up is just so incredibly important to stop A. If you're committed to a full A hit, that guy's got high ground advantage. He can stop the plant whenever he wants. He can not show up and be the worst nightmare for you. Now we've got another A split coming up. Blame is in connector as well. But there's 4A.
Through the Molotov. That's a lot of damage. Before Esperanto shutting down connector. Then he gets the kill to config. Rush is cut off by Snappy. And of course they've done it. A flat CT side that let Complexity string so many rounds together just to stop it at the end. 2 maps of overtime. The winner of this, after this sweaty, greasy, back and forth best of 3, has to go on to play Fnatic just right after. But who's it going to be? That question still remains unanswered. It's going to be Complexity continuing a T side that we saw great things from, but Contact, they seem to have figured out the hold on A.
This has been one hell of a map. I like the calling. I feel like sometimes we see that cloudy second map, and then I think once you get fully committed and locked in, you know, and of course this is a better map for both teams. So we're seeing some more consistency. At least Contact didn't have a great half to start things out. That last round was the adjustment they needed. That was the first time that they had 4A in this entire second half. And of course, you know, that could be enough to hold. You can keep trading out material. One player can get 2 kills, and then you win. It was a full A take. Complexity just had like the 1 player go back of connector. And because the last round wasn't super hot, they had Mac 10s, 2 of them, I think. So it's like not an entirely surprising result. It's really, again, just about the fact that Contact had buffer rounds after the first half. And so even though they had a worse second half, they just they're able to just at least get it to OT. So I think we're readying up for OT. I don't know who will win. I think Complexity have shown that they've got an affinity towards a much weaker B side. They probably don't want to full commit B, but they can turn make control into a B side hit whenever they want, and that could be a very competent B split. Maybe they'll try to implore that. Some of these last rounds have also come off the back of Poison, helping them win mid control basically by himself. He's at 27 kills. One shy of Otto, who's actually at 28. And we've got some communications here from the Bulgarians. Ships and Poison.
Ooh, tech pause. Timeout. Well, that's a great time. You know what? Sometimes we talk about the awful timing of timeouts. And when I say timeouts, I mean disconnecting from the server. But right before the first round of OT goes live, Config's internet drops. So we'll get him back in a moment.
Yeah.
And then the show will be back on the road.
He's had internet issues all series actually. Usually brief pauses, but
yeah, they've been very quickly fixed, so I'm sure he'll be back in a second.
it sucks. I've had a match on, like, I played matches on CS:GO Lounge and gotten DDoSed because people are trying to win skins, and it's just, it destroys you. Like you come back into the game, you're just like pissed off, and
Yeah,
I'm not saying that this is a DDoS. I don't think it is, but
it just breaks your mental focus. You know,
yeah,
you
it
just
breaks
heard
focus.
Blame
Close
make
your
all the
game.
calls. Yeah,
You're trying to remember all the previous rounds. You're thinking about how to stay in a game. You're thinking about the fact that it might happen again. It's like, it's really frustrating. And it just, I don't think it matters if it's just internet issues or anything more malicious. It just sucks to have something that's out of your control go wrong.
So I asked you this question yesterday, and I want to ask you again because now I think it's more applicable. We have the juggernaut in the server, right? So yesterday I asked you for your favorite X-Men, and
Yeah.
I want to see some answers here from the chat as well, dude. I want some good opinions, some good options. Who are the best X-Men? I said Cyclops. You said Nightcrawler.
Yeah.
And then I sat back and reflected, and I thought, man, Wolverine is probably the ultimate badass X-Men, right?
Yeah, probably. I mean, I liked him in like Marvel versus Capcom too. Like all the fighting games, I really liked Wolverine, and like Wolverine's nice and he's got a cool backstory.
Yeah.
It's played by Hugh Jackman. I mean,
Lots of Gambit answers. People really like Gambit.
yeah. Oh, actually, Gambit and
It's
some
pretty cool, eh?
fighting games actually cool too. Yeah, that's a great
Yeah.
answer.
Mystique?
Honestly,
Mystique.
yeah. There are some pretty wicked X-Men now that you mention it.
Deadpool.
I've,
that's a funny answer. what's that female character? The subatomic. You've seen the X. Have you seen the Deadpool movies?
I actually only watched part of the first one, but I actually didn't think it was that funny, so I stopped.
Right. Well, so remember that girl with attitude, Negasonic Teenage Warhead. That's the badass X-Man name. If I was an X-Man, I'm telling you now, if I was a mutant, that's definitely what a mutant would say, by the way. If I was a mutant, then I'd give myself some super over-the-top ridiculous name.
Yeah, even Magneto's pretty gangster. I feel like he's got that skill that's very overpowered and great, and like this is just metal in everything, you know?
Yep,
pretty
that's
cool.
true. Just stop bullets right in their tracks, turn them around. Storm, the ability to
Storm's insane.
Control the weather like that'd be freaking cool. Man.
Yeah, that's weather's everywhere too.
Yeah. Plus, she can fly because she has the wind, you know? So she just like updrafts her. So she's kind of like Jet. Dude, Storm is like Jet.
Storm's cooler than Jet.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Jet adds no value to a team. I feel like Storm mains are smart, Jet mains are not smart.
Taking a chance.
There's a Cypher X-Men.
Oh yeah?
Speaking of Valorant.
But
Douglas Aaron Ramsey. I don't know. I wish I read more comic books. I don't read. I don't
Yeah.
read many. Never read a lot of comic books. And I
Cypher.
really turned off about superhero movies just because of it feels like they're just a dime a dozen. It feels like they just ship them out
Yeah.
every minute. So I really love to watch, like, I can be kind of a snob about movies. So as much as I actually loved superheroes when I was younger, very turned off by.
My final note before we get right back into the overtime, because it is started, is I would say that, like, of the superhero movies, though, I do think the run-up to Endgame was really good. Like, when you had, like,
I mean, I heard it's
Thor
like the best
Ragnarok.
experience.
Yeah. I enjoyed building up to Endgame more than I actually enjoyed Endgame itself. But you still, you know, once you're that deep, you got to watch it all. Regardless, thank you guys for your patience as Config's fixed his internet, and welcome back to overtime. Again, the winner of this still playing for the final spot. CS Summit 6. They'd have to beat Fnatic after the fact. Second overtime in this series. Enjoy.
I am very curious what this OT will look like for Complexity, because I think they desperately needed to. They didn't desperately need to finish the game before regulation, but because everything was such heavy A-leans, and then we saw the answers for that for contact, I wonder if Complexity are going to do more of the same, or if they're going to try to do something new, which might be a bit scary. But it's funny because Contact, they're going back to what didn't work at the expectation that maybe Complexity are going to try something new. So this could work out quite well for Complexity. They've got Bomb and Connector.
So ready. Yeah, Poison called that one out. Just anticipates the peak. Auto. He's going to go into the vent.
Oh, so fast.
Yep, Config's ready as well. Here's Snappy from the back of the site. He's just good for the one. Almost getting rushed, but Blame F, keeping his head on a swivel, turns back, drops jungle. Emmy 1v3. He's going to go for the quick flash, try to close this distance before the T's get comfortable in their post plants. But with a smoke on connector, they fall back. And Emmy, yeah, I think he's going to walk away here. This is MR3 10K. So money is not unlimited. And losing out on the op in the end means it's 3 alive for Complexity as they take the first in OT.
The lean towards A works out once again. Contact blow a kill this time. It's been a new way that they've lost every single time, to be fair to them, but one thing that hasn't changed is that opening kill, once they give up mid control, has always gone the way of Complexity. And it's because they get scared. And the one piece of kind of map control they try to get back on just the smallest peak, there's always a player waiting for Complexity, whether it's them sitting at mid, holding window, or in that situation, Poison, who's come up clutch. Esperanto, wow, he'll find the first. That's enormous. It's not quite Poison, which I think might be the most important player to kill right now, but it's an opening and it is Config.
Auto's ready for it. Nice little adjustment, takes down Oboe. Even with the flashbang working slightly, Auto, he's able to sandwich rush between himself and the Cat players. So a 2 versus 4 with the bomb down on Cat, if I'm not mistaken. Weird position for it to be stuck in. Blame F, he's trying to work through the flank. They know he lurks, so they're on high alert. Snappy smokes him off. This gives him a chance to fight versus Emmy. I mean, there's a minute here, so I want to kind of treat it like it's possible. They will more than likely go for it. They've got more than enough money to rebuy in the next round, which is the last of the first half of OT, so they're going to have to throw the Hail Mary. They heard the drop. That's something. Blame wants to double back to cut him off.
Yeah, he's like following up on their one lead, kind of reading into this rotation, but he's not going to be able to get through this.
No, not that he's exit murder hole. But he can... Ooh, nice. Big guy, swift movement. Gonna boost up, go for the double peek perhaps. Smokes soon to fade, 20 seconds, great nade, Auto gives the cover. I mean, that's really their one way back into it. It's pretty predictable, the boost, but Complexity, they had to try something. So no shock that the 4v2 doesn't work, but Contact, they're gonna tie this at 16 rounds apiece.
Yeah, I feel like I'm repeating myself, but you know, the B stuff's not so good. I think this time, the thing that's cool is that they try with Cat Split, because their full-on B takes through B apps. Fnatic mode did not work out so well, so at least they try to give it a new look. And it's all based on their mid control, which Yeah, it's clear they need to go back to. They keep owning contact here. Why wouldn't they? That last round, you know, Esperanto got a fortunate kill through a smoke. This round, he's out quickly, and Snappy wins his duel inside a palace. So this will be a tell for Contact, of course, that their initial plan was to go towards A, but because now it's 4-on-4, things change, I think, for both sides. Oh, however, a nice opening for Otto, yeah.
Over the top of the smoke, he finds Config top mid, man advantage for Contact. Cat player very close, doesn't fall back, ships. That takes some confidence, but we've got Blame and Poison in yet another 2v4. They've already gotten the first kill, so it's a single man disadvantage, and Blame, it looks like he wants to crank up the pressure towards this B site, which will send Otto spiraling into the site. Now he's just focused on the door, which means window drops an opening. It's a possibility for Blame. He has one flash. Poison has another. Poison also has the way towards the B site. If he smokes off connector, then he's going to be able to pinch this with Blame simultaneously as long as he doesn't die to window. So that pickup's big. Look at Poison start moving into the bomb site. Otto creeps a little closer, and he's going to cut down Blame. He doesn't know just how close Poison has actually gotten, and he is on that bomb site. Poison honing in on him. He shuts down the counter offer, and he misses versus Snappy. 1v1, another drop shot. Poison's back on the bomb site, Snappy on the smoke, and it's the third time the charm. Oh, goodness, golly gee. Poison takes that second.
Oh my god, man. Poison, I love how he plays that. Like, absolutely no fear. Snappy just had a big whiff off the side of that smoke after Poison also missed. You got to count your stars when Poison misses a shot like that and capitalize on that chance. Let alone the second chance of him. He jumped out of the window. That was a shot missed on the side. Poison read it correctly, missed the shot. Jesus. And then he still ends up winning. And I thought, honestly, with that round, Contact would win this game. Because that first half was much better. Now that we switch out, I feel like Complexity can't really do as much to take control of the game. So, but now Complexity, they definitely had a good enough CT side to be like, all right, well, they can get 2 rounds. Of course, it was a 9-6 half to start things out. We got a little bit of Complexity here with the mid control from Contact. And I think what Contact need to look out for is Complexity's close A-ramp setups versus Connector. This is their kind of ticket to victory. I'm sure they're aware by this point. Oh! Well, he had the feeling. He had the itch. He had a hunch.
Oh, no. Wait. Ships. He's gotten by the murder hole as well. That was right in front of Rush. Poison, the only CT to put a kill to the board.
He's opping in their market.
Oh, God. Oh, another op shot from Poison. Oh, and he focuses on Sandwich. This guy's unstoppable. Unbelievable. 3 kills for Poison on the A site. Config somehow stays alive as he doubles back through market. They had no business winning that once Contact were getting that footing on the A site.
How did Config get... Oh, he... CT side, of course. I was like, why? What is he doing in the market? I just thought we were still in the first half. Comes through, kills the guy inside of window. And, yeah, that was the lurk to end all lurks. That was it. That was Contact's ticket. Complexity win that round. Contact have to be shook. Things went so well at first.
Oh, it's fast. It's a fast clash. Oboe, he does a ton of damage. Great grenade. And it's back into the 2 versus 2. Emmy survives long enough. He takes a huge scalp and Blame F. It's 2 snipers remaining for Complexity. Split across this map. And Emmy, he's feigning fake flashbangs over on ramp. Config's in the open. Otto missing his shot, but getting legged in return. So now both these CTs have more health than their counterparts. But Config, he walks back into the angle. He pulled out his pistol to try to finish the frag, and that doesn't work for him. So can Poison do it again? He just kills Otto, bombs down, Emmy on the corner peeks, but Poison, he's already out. The damage is there, and Contact keep this going.
I can't believe what we're watching, man. What the hell? I don't even know. Does Config a huge misplay? Is that
I think so.
Is it because like
He could have just waited.
I can respect the read, but yeah, he could have just waited. And there's no way he gets out a window without making a noise. And so, I mean, Otto does an unlikely thing and expects him to walk back. That's for sure the unlikely play. Otto is just trying to delay in the meantime for his teammate to rotate over.
Yep.
So holds on to a very safe angle. So I think, Otto definitely does his part to make config look very foolish there. But it's a matter of if config had hid, is there any way he could have died? The answer is no. The only issue would have been that he couldn't support his teammate rotating in from window to help peek on the cross, something like that. But him within the site, I feel like, is a huge problem. And then his teammate in the window, in the market window, can take a passive angle to his left while he holds the right, something like that. And they support each other without exposing themselves. I think they had way more options, of course, if c0ntact doesn't die.
Oh, it's
c0ntact
fast.
pulled that one back. Yeah, it's super fast.
Right off of the pause. They're going to go right into this A site, looking to keep us in to double OT. They could go. But look at this. They're gonna get stranded. They're stranded on Tetris. 3T's unable to cross right now. There's a player in window that's supposed to come help this, but all the while, Poison, he could just hold this line, but they're gonna
Ships
boost.
has the only smoke.
And Emmy gets a quick headshot onto Config. 4 versus 2, now turned down to just Poison in the 1v4. He rattles off a shot, and it's not over yet. c0ntact forced the issue. Double OT, baby.
I'm down. Let's run it back. I think you're seeing some really interesting stuff here. I feel like I'm fully invested in the outcome one way or the other. For c0ntact, they lost that last round where they definitely shouldn't have. This one, Complexity had no business winning. Wow, what an absolute grinder.
I'm down, man. We got one best of 3 today. This is our only best
Yeah.
of 3. I
For sure.
got nothing left to do after this, so I'll take all the Counter-Strike I can get. But we've got to reset a little. We've all got to recompose. The pressure no longer, I'd say, in the equation just yet. It's a little fresh start at the beginning of double OT. So let me think. 22 rounds for a win, 21
Holy.
for triple overtime, and yeah, you wanna dissect that one?
Got owned. I mean, Ships sprays the guy down in the back. Yeah, I feel like they totally read the setup. I mean, I feel like he just straight up pre-fired it to test it, and then the first player got flustered. How the hell? They maybe heard a step, but that was it. Full B exec. Better than Complexity could do to them. To be fair, Complexity never really, or c0ntact never really set up inside of B apps for those rushes, which maybe Complexity would have done better versus. They always let them have that level of control. But a great start here from c0ntact. I mean, is this getting scarier for Complexity or c0ntact? I don't know. I feel like it gets scarier for the favorite the longer the game goes on. Actually, is that true? I mean,
I'm not sure.
in terms of mental capacity, you've been here more times, but I mean, maybe the frustration, I guess I'm saying, could be higher for Complexity.
It's always weird.
36 kills.
36.
36.
Damn, man. Who's next up on the server? 34 on Auto. So it's the snipers. The snipers at the top, baby. Poison and Auto. Auto with the silent ND. Oh, he's in the open. Oh, he's standing out in the open, so when he shoots, Blame goes for the peek while the op's on cycle, and he can't get into cover fast enough. Top fragger for c0ntact goes down. Blame, he still has a gap in the smoke, so he's gonna keep his eyes on it. Drops the bomb carrier, that's collecting information, and he's just gonna try to extend around to the side of connector here. Puts down the smoke. They've got the man advantage. And Config, great angle. He's gonna see them both boosting like fools, toddlers. Just having fun at the bottom of mid. Ships, 32 health, 3 opponents ahead. Blame's got, it gets a little awkward, but Blame's still fine.
Huge awareness plays by Blame. I mean, every single piece of positioning there. The nice adjustments to the top of mid to grab the 2 frags that he did. And of course, the flash to bait out the shot from Otto. I guess he felt scared the op was going to peek window right off that, but it was just a rifle on delay and he can't get away. So Complexity win mid control the CT round to start things off. It's tied up after a B rush that goes the way of c0ntact. We're seeing some new ways to win here for both teams.
It's just going to be the full-blown execute, huh? Going back to the basics. Flame F gets the first kill. Ships, he was burned into the open.
The incendiary and the nade is beautiful.
He's still up here. Poison. He's a little bit worried about connector, but it's... Oh my god, nice combat hopping from Esperanto. 2 kills for him. Oh, he even gets the third. The no-scope to bring it back into the 2 versus 2 as Config can trade this. He equals frag count. How does Esperanto do that?
He was lucky enough to get that trade on Esperanto. They want to push this. Emmy's going to get traded out, though, and now it's a one-on-one, and it's Otto, the top fragger, versus Rush, who has been struggling.
Otto's got 60 health, no utility. Rush has a frag. He's already inside connector. With Otto behind triple, he could just slip out now to the stairs. He's trying to hope that Otto goes for the CT cross, but it looks like Otto's more cautious of CT than anything else. So Rush has exited. He has gotten to the top of the staircase. He's looking around. Now he's making noise. Now Otto's going to turn his attention back. Otto, he's honing in on this. Rush, he's better hope that Otto misses the shot. Rush, he gives his backup. Otto, easy kill. c0ntact take 20.
No chance, yeah. Otto slipped by to triple, and Rush did not know that, so he could have gone anywhere at that point. Rush took a risk, just hoping that he would peek the right side triple. Tough situation knowing Otto's on the op. Could have got peeked from default. So, yeah, I mean, Otto is definitely greatly favored there. And the risk that Rush takes doesn't pay off for him. No, it looks bad. It's not a bad play by any means, just a gamble. Otto's been doing a good job of making people look silly for gambles so far this game.
So they switch sides. Again, 21 is triple overtime. 22, the big W. Ships burned to a crisp. Oh, poison. Second shot connects. The 1-2 combo to knock out Esperanto, who had a stellar 3-piece in that last round. Complexity, they fall silent. But Otto's real loud. Loud and proud. Now Emmy's gonna get aggressive. He saw poison. He saw poison behind the box. He knows he's able to answer that, but the flash blinds everybody involved. 3v3, 35 seconds.
Bomb spotted? No, right? Otto, yeah, the free frag again on Config, outplaying his east-side opponents except for poison. And
gave
the
him that
window.
shot.
Oh my god, there could be a second opportunity here, but yeah, you got to come connector. The molly in
just
jungle
slipped
allows
through.
him to cross. There's a free plant here. That molly's going to expire though. And Snappy, he'll peek
Poison.
out.
What do
Oh
you-
my god,
Whoa!
stop the bomb.
What
Whoa!
is he? Why? 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 Rush! He needs both kills. There's no time. He's got the bomb back. He gets the first frag, but there's no time. Why?
It's really loud, Connor.
Sorry, man. He's just...
You're yelling why at poison, right?
Yeah, man.
I mean, he doesn't know where they are.
I know, but then he's getting shot at. He's just jumping around in circles. It's just... Well, I guess it's not why at poison. It's why at the situation. Why
Okay.
now? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Sorry.
yeah, that's okay.
Washed away in that one.
You get excited. The play was great up until that point. They just need to get the bomb across. If the Molly doesn't last longer than that, Poison seems scared of Tetris or Sandwich or something for whatever reason. So obviously it's clear to us. Only 2 threats are in jungle, but maybe he got some bad information. But yeah, he just needs to get the bomb the default basically. Get that round under control. Wow, c0ntact actually, it's 22 to win.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, this is.
This isn't insane.
All things said, this is exciting. c0ntact to take a win over Complexity. c0ntact to get a chance versus Fnatic. If they get one of these 2 rounds, they're good. But there's still a chance that this one keeps going. Triple overtime, also a possibility. Come on, c0ntact, just close it. This is a big chance for them. Complexity, they've won enough this month. c0ntact down to a man disadvantage. Oh, and they lose Esperanto as well, but they still have that player towards Ticket and Emmy. He's looking for the headshot as Blame falls down. He gets that kill. Oh, and Ships! He stops the bomb carrier, but Config's flank comes in. Another clutch situation. c0ntact with map 3, the match on the line. Ships, 29 kills. Could just ace this 1v2. He sees the player on Ticket.
He knows where they both are.
Yep. He just needs to focus. He baits out the shot and swaps to the AK. Looking for the headshots. Config, he's just going to play tucked in. Oh, a little bit of jumping damage. He pressures the offer. Oh, and damage done! Ships has got it! c0ntact, win the round, win Mirage, and go on to face Fnatic for a chance at CS Summit 6.
What a clutch. Holy. Found both players. That's nuts by Ships, man. We had that insane clutch to get us to Mirage. I can't believe after all that c0ntact win. I thought after that 1v3 from Blame and OT and that first map, that was it. That second map, that was it. You're not coming back from that. I can't believe c0ntact. First of all, bring it to OT. Get to second OT. Win on a 1v2 like that. That was insane. That was one of the rounds that Complexity were doing the best. Their fast A takes. This time they accelerated it. And they got the bomb down quickly, and everything was great. Holy shit!
That was a fun series.
That was.
You know, at the end of the day, that was fun as hell. What a great showing. Thank you, c0ntact. Thank you for Complexity. It was wild and at times didn't make sense. You know, Nuke got into a very weird place, and I don't know if I've come back fully from that place, but I know I enjoyed my time here with this best of 3. And we congratulate c0ntact because, again, as I said, they move on to face Fnatic. And I don't think that's going to be any easier, but it is going to be very soon. That's the thing, guys. Me and Mohan here on the B stream, we are done. We will be back tomorrow for more CS Summit right here alongside you guys. 9 a.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. European time. And I'm very excited for that. But all of you should just go over to the main stream because that main stream will feature c0ntact and Fnatic as the last match of the European day for the final spot at the actual CS6 Summit. There's lots of action, lots of Counter-Strike coming your guys' way, but we're going to sign off for now. We'll be back again tomorrow with more conversation about X-Men and all sorts of stuff. So thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys soon.